And welcome everyone, thank you very much for joining me today in my latest episode. Big Champions League nights are back at Anfield. Seville take on Liverpool at Anfield tonight, a quarter-way kickoff. I can't wait, I'm excited, and bet you all are as well. I've got a packed show today, so if you leave a like, it'd be very much appreciated if you like this content. And if you're a new subscriber, smash that subscribe button so you keep up to date with all the fellow Reds and all the content coming out this season. Do pre-match, post-match, daily Liverpool news, and it'd be amazing to get all yous on board if you're all a fellow Red. Join the amazing family and the Reds around the world. Nice one, everyone. Hope you're having a cracking day. I've got 4 key stories. Jürgen Klopp has come out today and he's quoted coming from his press conference about obviously Liverpool and how important the Anfield is in European nights. So he's talked a bit about that. Obviously, Alberto Moreno's talked about how important it is and how happy he is to see Philippe Coutinho back, the little Brazilian. So the Spaniard has talked about the Brazilian, so I'll bring that to you as well. The Seville manager has been a bit cheeky and he's basically copied what the Hoffenheim managers had to say, and we all know what happened to Hoffenheim. So I'll bring his quote to the Seville manager as well. Little cheeky man. But I know obviously Jürgen, obviously the second story, he's talked about why he's chosen Karius and how important and why he's gone along the decision of playing obviously the German in Champions League and the Belgium in the Premier League. So it's very interesting. I'll bring that to you as well. But obviously quickly before I start, breaking news just before I was about to come on. Mohamed Salah has been pass fit for tonight's game. Get in. So he obviously missed yesterday's training with a bit of a bug, but he's been pass fit fully. So he'll be in the squad tonight, which is fantastic. So yeah, I go into the latest story. Jurgen Klopp insists Liverpool must head into this evening's Champions League clash with Seville, neither looking back nor forward, insisting they're mainly focused on the task in hand. The Reds contest their first game in the tournament against La Liga side, and obviously Maribor and Spartak Moscow face off in the group's other game tonight. He writes in, I cannot emphasise enough how important it is that all the focus just on the immediate game in front of us. I understand the nature of football, or sports in fact of life, meant that after the draw was made, the first question I asked is, how far can you go in this competition? It is a fair question. The human side of us always wants to look ahead. It just doesn't help us as a team to look forward to the immediate challenge. And tonight the challenge is Seville FC. Goes on to say, the maximum we can achieve this evening is 3 points in this group. This in itself should be enough motivation. We play a top European team. Seville know what it takes to win matches in European competitions. We know this ourselves, don't we all? They are streetwise in Europe competitions. They will probably consider themselves favourites to win this game tonight and to win our group. This is fine. It is for us to stop this from happening. Obviously, it goes on to say in the article, Liverpool go into the encounter with Seville on the back of a 5-0 defeat to Manchester City on Sunday. Stop reminding us of that. In which they will be having to play and seek revenge against the Spaniards. Obviously, we all know what happens against us in Seville in the Europa League, and this is what we're all hoping, to seek revenge. And obviously, Klopp again has urged his players to put the frustrations and disappointments of that afternoon at the head-to-head behind them when they take to the field this evening. He goes on to conclude, I could not ignore what has happened in Manchester at the weekend, but it is vital that no one is burdened with it when we start tonight. He continued, they were some pretty painful lessons of the level of performance we need to reach. But this group of players has shown repeatedly that they are professionals who take the information learned in and out. They can improve that I give them. It is okay to be hurt by a result like Saturday, but it is not okay to be wounded. It cannot impede our progress. That's very important what Jürgen's had to say. And he goes on to conclude, we are still incredibly strong as individuals, but now importantly as a team, tonight together we can show it again. And if we want to, it is up to us and to produce the attitude that we know we can and the performance the fans deserve. Is right, Jürgen. What a lad. What an absolute manager. But let me know your thoughts on the game. He's basically said we need to forget about what happened to Manchester City, and Seville will mainly probably come to Anfield being favourites, and he's talked about their European pedigree, which he's absolutely bang on. Seville, they're the strongest, probably the strongest opposition out of all the other teams that we're going to be coming up against, and it's important. The no mugs in Europe. As Jürgen just said, then they've got their pedigree in European competitions. They know how to win football matches. Suppose we do as well, but we've been in and out of like the main competition in European for a long time now. So we're at Anfield. Every team in European competition will fear us, but it's important we put the performance in that warrants us being in the Champions League, and we don't repeat. Hopefully, we won't repeat what happened on the dreadful weekend against the City. But obviously going on to the next story, obviously the rest of that story is in the description, so I'd definitely check that out. Liverpool boss Klopp on why Karius deserves Champions League start ahead of Mignolet. Klopp insists that Karius has earned his right to start Liverpool's Champions League clash with Seville ahead of Simon Mignolet. The Reds boss confirmed that the German keeper will get the nod for the club's Group E opener at Anfield on Wednesday night, despite having only played 90 minutes of first-team football since January. He goes on to quote, "I've decided already who's the goalkeeper. I spoke to the boys. If nothing happens overnight, then Loris will start, yes," Klopp said. On the eve of the new campaign, a month ago, Klopp insists that Mignolet remains Liverpool's number one, with Karius and Danny Ward providing backup. Asked if the situation had changed now that Karius had been picked for the glamour of the Champions League action, Klopp hit back and defended his decision to make this switch, going on to say, "Look, I can't believe it. Not sure if this is your job to ask this question, but if not, it doesn't mean that. And please don't do that. Of course not. The situation I can say with absolute truth is that we have Simon Mignolet as number one and play the other goalkeepers not once through this year. If they train bad, they don't deserve a game, but they both train really well. They will keep their level really high." The manager believes Mignolet and Karius are at the similar level, so insists it's only right that the game time is shared between them across different competitions. If we don't give them a game, then every year we have had to find a new number two. But who is 33, still able to catch a few balls and doesn't want to play anymore, then that's really difficult to find someone like that. Obviously, we've had that with, obviously, the old, I forgot his name, but the keeper that we had on our books, the ex-Arsenal and Juventus goalie, Manninger. Well, yeah, Manninger, wasn't it? I prefer having a group of good goalkeepers, and that means you have to change things. The game against Arsenal, when Loris played, was exactly how I said. It was very intense. Yes, we could have said afterwards it was not a goalkeeper game, but we didn't know that before. Could he improve something? I think he did. He was really cool with the ball. I know for some people, too cool with the ball, but what can happen with no rhythm? So what now? We had the game and it helped him a lot. Use also now he will start in this game tonight. That's the plan, not to keep them happy. No, it's use the quality of the goalkeepers. That's what's most important. When keepers are at the club, it's important. Even if they're not happy, they are on top form and they are ready to go game as soon as they're concluded. Why do we always think number one, number two, number three is fixed until the end of the day, all their days? I don't want to bring that in doubt, but how can you ask if he's number one? By the way, it's not that he shouldn't be number one. All the players are happy with the decision. I don't know if it's nothing I can think about too much. Obviously, it goes on to a great detail, and he's very much snapping at that reporter, whoever asked him. It's very interesting to see, because there's a lot of us as fans. It's a tricky situation. We're not blessed with real quality in goal. And I mean, like, top level. We look at Manuel Neuer, David De Gea's this game. All three of those goalies are not at that level at all. But hopefully they've got the potential to grow in that. And there's whether I've not been Mignolet's biggest fan, but hats off to him last season. He very much, the back end of last season, he produced absolute. Some of the saves he was pulling out the back end of last season very much got his top four. And I'm hoping Mignolet carries on his form, but I want to know how you feel. Do you think it's wrong to actually play Karius in the Champions League? Should we be playing like mainstayer in goal? Do you think it might be a bit unsettling for the goalies? I want to know your thoughts. But for me, I would stick. If I was a manager, I'd stick with one goalie in all the competitions, and maybe obviously have your second backup choice when they're needed. But I don't know. Managers do that, but I want to know your thoughts. Do you think it'd be a bit unsettling for the goalies, or do you think it's the right decision? Obviously, whatever Klopp does, I'm going to back him, and I'm sure we all will. But I want to know your thoughts. It'd be very interesting. Going into, obviously, the second to last story, Philippe Coutinho is ready to give everything to the Liverpool's cause, says Alberto Moreno. This quotes on the Liverpool Echo. As always, I'll leave the rest of the story down below. Alberto Moreno has claimed Philippe Coutinho is ready to give everything to Liverpool and his cause as the Brazilian star closes in on return to Jurgen Klopp's first team. Moreno is quoted saying, "I missed him. He's probably my best friend at the club." Friend! I was very happy to have him back, Moreno is quoted. "It was tough for him. He had a bad time, but it's over now, and I know that he will give everything for Liverpool." He added, "It would be a dream for any team to have him, but he stays with us. Liverpool said no, and that means no." Is right, Albie. He's staying. It's just a huge boost. We have a lot of quality players here. So yeah, that was only a little bit. The rest of the story is down in the description anyway. Check that out. Is right, Albie. I didn't know Alberto was Philippe Coutinho was Alberto's best friends. Football friends. But yeah, nice one, Alberto. It's a good insight, and I'm pretty sure it's good for, like, if you're in a team of quality and players, regardless of your best mates, you want to see your best players at the football club. And Alberto's made up that Phil stayed, and we had as well. Eduardo Berizzo, Anfield comments remind Liverpool fans of Julian Nagelsmann's, obviously the Hoffenheim manager's quotes. Obviously, Eduardo Berizzo, I've completely butchered that, but oh well, claims that Sevilla side won't be daunted by a trip to Anfield. Had Liverpool fans reminiscing of, obviously, the Hoffenheim manager's similar declarations last month with Hoffenheim, and we all know what happened then, don't we? Obviously, players of a certain level, this is what his quote is saying, players of a certain level and personality grow when they come to a stadium and atmosphere like this. They grow in strength. Few times in your career do you get to play in front of an atmosphere like this. I am confident that the players in my squad are very brave and honest with a lot of character and personality. So, Liverpool fans were quick to point to the Hoffenheim managers and the similarities, and I'll leave a couple of quotes there from obviously everyone on Twitter. Absolute madness. It is. We do hope we absolutely smash Seville tonight. I'm pretty sure we'll give a very good account of ourselves, and I cannot wait. But let me know your thoughts. Leave your score predictions on, and let me know what you think of the cheeky manager of Seville saying that. But some players can grow into personalities and atmospheres. It's a big game mentality in it. Liverpool will, as fans, every single one of us that is going to the game tonight, and everyone at home, support and back and sing your heart out. It doesn't matter if you're in the stadium or not. Every Liverpool fan is a fan, and they support absolutely amazing, as you all do. Sing your heart out in the pub, sing it out in the house, wherever you are. Get behind the Reds, and I cannot wait for tonight's game. So yeah, that was just let me know your thoughts on the Klopp talking about Karius, Klopp talking about the game tonight as well. Let me know your thoughts. Obviously, Philippe, what Moreno's had to say on Phil, did you think that was interesting? His friends. And obviously, the Seville manager, his quotes as well. But as always, everyone, thank you very much for joining me today. And if you like this video, leave a like. It'd be very much appreciated. It goes a long way. And you absolute legends, enjoy the footy tonight. I cannot wait. See the Reds back at Anfield. Hear that atmosphere. And as always, everyone, up the Reds, and you'll never walk alone. Have a quality night, quality day, morning, wherever around the world. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. All the best, everyone. Ciao.